Hi, could we come in?
Yeah, of course. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's David. I'm one of the nurses here in A&E.
Hi, David.
And I'm Hannah. I'm a third district nurse working with David together next to her.
Can I check your name and date of birth?
Yeah, it's Rebecca Smith,
Yeah.
the 11th of the 3rd, 1993.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask you some questions if that's okay.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm doing that, can I get Hannah to do some blood pressures and stuff
Yeah,
for you?
of course you can, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So what's brought you in today?
Well, I've been a bit like struggling with my breathing, feeling like I can't breathe properly for about a day or maybe a day or two. So I just wanted to come and get it checked really.
Okay.
We'll now see David work through the shortness of breath in adults algorithm as part of the Manchester triage system. He's already ruled out airway compromise as she's able to speak in full sentences. She's breathing adequately. There's no signs of stridor, drooling or shock. She will later rule out any cardiac pain. He'll talk about her activity levels to rule out a low PFR. We're using the vital signs to rule out very low SATs. She's able to talk in full sentences. She's no significant respiratory history and so on. And he'll work his way down until we get to the point where we realise that she has slightly low SATs and pleuritic pain. And triage her as a yellow. Using this system allows us to prioritise need of patients in the emergency department. As part of your assignment, you also need to consider the pros and cons of this system. Consider the rationale for use and the limitations.
Okay. How did that start? A day or two?
I think it probably started at night and then I noticed it the next morning more.
Okay.
I'm trying to brush my teeth and stuff like that.
Okay. Right. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. So because you've got a few things that I need to ask you. Some of them will sound a little bit odd, and some of them will make more sense.
Oh, can I just tell you that? One of the reasons that I was worried my partner stopped coming is my mum had a blood clot
Okay.
when she was in her 30s.
Okay.
I think that might have been in her lung. So just wanted to let you know, so that's one of the reasons I have been a little bit maybe more worried than I would be.
And that's natural, isn't it? That you're around the same age, that must be quite worrying.
Yeah.
So you've done the right thing in coming in.
So I didn't want to waste your time.
No, you'll never waste our time, don't you worry. Okay. Brilliant. So, do you have any pain? Have you got pain in your chest at the moment?
Not here, but when I breathe in quite sharply, I'm getting, like here at the side, quite a sharp pain and then it goes a bit dull after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it worse when you breathe in?
Yeah, a lot worse when I breathe in.
And then does it go away completely when you breathe out? Or is it
No,
all the time?
not quite a bit. But achy baby.
Okay. And on a scale of sort of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how bad would you rate your pain?
I'd say when I'm breathing in about 7, you know, like, it's really quite sharp.
Okay.
News is a 5 day, just like that.
Do you need what?
So, swollen, I'll just
Oh, thank you very much.
So it just means, Rebecca, that there's just a few things which are just a bit elevated.
Okay.
But don't worry.
Okay. I'll go through all this with you in a minute.
Alright, thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, so...
So you can see Hannah has utilised the News 2 as an assessment tool. She's filled in all the vital signs and the patient has scored a 5. Based on this, we would use the escalation plan, increase the frequency of observations, and we're also going to discuss the patient urgently with a clinician, which you'll see David do shortly. With this information, we can also complete an A to E assessment of the patient, which also allows us to deal with things as they happen. So consider what other assessment tools you might use for your patient.
Okay, so no pain in your chest, just pain in your side. So you're able to sort of senses, that's okay. Are you able to sort of mobilise, or how did you get here today?
I drove myself, from work.
Okay. Are you able to sort of get around your house and stuff okay?
Yeah, just obviously.
Just panting?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you not sustained any injuries, not falling downstairs, hit your chest, sort of, you don't play any sport or anything like that? No. Brilliant. What medication do you want?
Nothing, I just take the combined pill.
Just a combined pill. How long have you done that for?
Since I was about 17, so good few years.
So quite well. Okay, brilliant. Okay. So, your blood pressure is fine, your heart rate is quite high, and your oxygen levels are quite low. So that's a little bit abnormal. So I'm not particularly worried looking at you. You don't look like somebody in what we would call distress. But these numbers mean we're going to have to just do some more tests if that's okay. So I'm going to get Hannah to take some bloods. I'm going to do something called an ECG, which is a little scan of your heart. I'm going to get to take what we call a full blood count, which is just your bloods, just to make sure, because if you're bleeding, you could be anemic, that can make you short of breath. I'm going to get her to have a look at your kidney function, because if you've been eating and drinking okay?
Yeah, fine.
Normal?
Fine.
Lovely, because sometimes some little electrolyte imbalances can give you pain in your chest.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her to do a troponin, which is...
trained, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, my part shined off. I've got
I'm joking, you don't worry.
She's very good.
Are you okay with having blood?
Yeah, of course. Just do what you've got to do.
I'm going to do a blood test for your heart, so called a troponin, and that's just... I don't think you've had a heart attack, it's just belts and braces. And then something called a diadyma, which is a test for a blood clot. It shows us inflammation. So if it's unreasonably high, that would give us some answers, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Lovely. And then she's going to do that. She's going to do an ECG, so just a test on your heart, just again to see if there's... I don't think you've got a heart attack, but just to double check.
Sensation. Gonna get a shot.
Okay. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry, isn't it?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
was so good.
give it a little
Thank you.
flush. If it just let me know if it is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect.
I'll get those sent to the lab and I'll just nip out and then I'll get the ECG.
So one of the ways we might mitigate risk for cannulas is using a VAD or a VIP chart to document the location of the cannula and to continue to monitor the health and remind us at the point of removal. This is another appropriate assessment tool, as well as a risk mitigation.
Okay.
Back in just a second, please. Thank you.
Thank you. While she's going to do that, what I will do, just because these numbers are a bit high, I'll go and speak to the doctors just to let them know, see if there's any other tests they want us to do. Is there anything you want for your pain?
No, I'm all right. I'll let you know though if it gets any worse, but I'm all right for now.
Okay, yeah, so I'll go speak to them. I'll let them see if there's anything more they want to. Right, that's all going to probably document probably to checking that kind of stuff. If that's okay. Brilliant. Do you want me to say this or do you want me to do that?
With the CCG, I do need to have a look at certain areas you want. So we need to get to your chest.
All right.
Sticks on your arms, sticks on your legs.
Yeah.
And then I'll attach the lead. Now you're not going to feel any like electricity or anything. It's just literally scanning your heart and doing a trace on it. So I will need to just get around where your bra sits. Okay, so where you wear on your bra sit. Is it okay if we just take your top off? Okay, brilliant.
Bells are on form.
Okay,
do you want me to what shall I say? She's right. You're right. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you look
right,
right. Yeah, right. Down.
I'm so sorry about that.
No,
That's
don't.
really unprofessional, and I do apologise for that. It shouldn't happen. I'll just carry on with the ECG. Okay. Okay. So whilst I'm doing this, is it okay if I just have a look at the rest of your skin?
Of course.
I'll have a look around this area, and then obviously we need to check for pressure area care.
Okay.
So that's going to be like bony areas, like your sacrum and things.
Oh,
Would you mind?
that's you don't need to be doing that.
So I'll just document then that you didn't want that.
I'm up in it, but this is the longest I've sat in a long time.
Okay, so we'll get this done. Okay. Okay, so that's all done there for
Brilliant,
you.
thank you. Cheers.
Okay. And again, I apologise for that.
It's
I'll just go and get this sent off and sorted for the doctors. I'll just check
Cool. So I've been to speak to the doctors. They're going to come and see you. We're just going to wait for your blood tests to come back. They're going to look at that ECG. Is there anything you need in the meantime?
No, I'm fine. If you can find out if I can have a drink, that'd be really good. But if not, that's fine.
Brilliant. Okay, so we'll find out if you
I've
can...
told your relatives you're alright. I'm going to go break. See you later.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, don't
Yeah, okay. So I'll leave you be. well, I'll give you your buzzer.
Okay.
So if you need us, you can just press it.
Brilliant.
And if you need anything, just let us know. And I'll find out if you can have a drink.
Amazing, yeah.
Okay.
We say thanks to Hannah as well.
She's good, isn't she?
She'll be great.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. See you in a bit.
Cheers, David. Thank you.